Welcome to Back on Campus. Today we're interviewing Elaine. So how did you end up studying at Murdoch?
Initially, I actually wanted to be a journalist. I was really interested in literature, and that's what I wanted to study. But my mom is a bit of a tiger mom, and she really encouraged me to take up law. I was interested in Murdoch because it always had the impression to me to be, the slightly more liberal, more radical campus with more interesting units. And so that's actually why I chose Murdoch. And I was very glad that I made that decision because I did find the law units, particularly interesting, particularly as I got, further along in my degree.
And did you end up doing what you expected you would do when you were a student?
Well, I think when I was a student, I thought I would be a writer or a journalist. So, now I've written one book, so I guess I can say I'm a writer. But yeah, human rights activism, I think, is something, that I became exposed to human rights law and issues during my time here. So, I think it was my time at Murdoch that really set me on the path to becoming a human rights activist.
Let's talk a bit about your time here at Murdoch because it wasn't that long ago. It
was quite a while ago.
You did some human rights here and then sort of that said something to you about, ignited in you some interest in the area. You've gone off and done amazing things with that. What do you think it was that Murdoch offered you when you were here that set you up for that career?
So, I studied law and English and comparative literature. I did a double major and, I chose Murdoch because I was really interested in social justice. I was curious about it and I knew I didn't want to be a lawyer on St. George's Terrace. So I wanted something a bit different. And so I think what Murdoch offered really was quite unique. And, in the time of studying here, I felt like I really, got a lot out of classes like feminist legal theory, my human rights classes, international law, jurisprudence. And it really made me interested in how the law can be used, both to empower people, but also how law can be used to sometimes discriminate and further marginalize certain groups, badly crafted laws. And so I became really interested in that aspect of it.
I wonder if you can reflect on when you first got out of law school, and so your very first job, how you approached that. How did it feel to be involved in that work?
So when I, first stepped out of law school, I was able to go to Geneva after graduation to attend a UN meeting. And again, this was an amazing opportunity. Murdoch, played a role in that. The law school actually supported my trip to Geneva. And all of a sudden I felt like I was exposed to a whole community of women's rights activists from all over the world. And these were academics, they were sex workers, they were, women from trade unions, domestic workers, who had gathered in Geneva to lobby the UN for human rights protections. And so I really felt that I'd sort of found, I guess, my home amongst this community of really diverse women. And I feel like I really used many of the skills that I learned here in Murdoch in that first job that I had.
It's been fantastic speaking with you today. Thank you so much for coming back on campus.